What's up, y'all? It's Nick here. I'm back with another video, and today we're gonna be doing something a little bit different. But before we start the video, I just want to ask you guys to leave a like on this video, subscribe to my channel, and just keep supporting the channel overall. And without further ado, welcome to the video.
Not me, only the real beside me. I ain't about to stop till I'm top 3. They want to see me on the IV.
So the first trade we have here is the Atlanta Hawks, who will be receiving Avery Bradley, Daniel House for Chris Dunn and Oklahoma City's 2022 first round pick, lottery protected. Yeah, I like this trade. Avery Bradley and Daniel House are two guys that are veterans that will come in to this young Atlanta team and provide some 3 and D prowess on the perimeter, and those are the type of guys you want around a guy like Trae Young, who is all offense heavy. He does try, but he's just too small to guard. And for Houston, I don't see why they will hold on to Avery and House, being that these are two older guys and they're rebuilding, and these are guys that can help contending / playoff teams. So I agree with the trade for both sides. So the next team is my Boston Celtics, and we'll be receiving Taurean Prince for Carson Elson. No, hell no. I just don't think that. I don't think Taurean Prince is the guy we get this offseason. We do have a lot of wings already, of course, Tatum and Brown, but we have the option to re-sign Evan Fournier. And then we have Aaron Nesmith and Romeo Langford, guys that are younger than Taurean Prince that can that we need to see what we have in them. The package we're giving up isn't anything crazy. I'm cool with that, but I do want to trade Tristan Thompson to get his contract off, and also because we already have 4 centers after the Al Horford trade, and Robert Williams, Al Horford, Moses Brown, and Thompson. Carson Edwards, I'm kind of off that train. I think he could come off the bench and score for some team down the road if he's given the opportunity, but and I think Taurean Prince is on like a $13 million deal, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, $13 million salary, but comes off the books. Okay, I mean, that's cool, but I guess we could shed some salary while also shedding a center, but I don't really see us getting Taurean Prince this offseason. So next team is the Brooklyn Nets, and they are receiving Montrezl Harrell in a sign of trade with Kyle Kuzma for Spencer Dinwiddie. I guess this is cool. I think this is one of the few Lakers trades I've seen that makes sense. I would say this is equal. Of course, the best player in this deal is Spencer Dinwiddie, but he is coming off a ACL injury. So Harrell and Kuzma.
Okay, here are Varu Naren and Kyle Kuzma.
I wasn't talking to Siri, but whatever. I feel like this is an equal trade. The Nets get 2 role players around their big 3, and the Lakers get a guard that can create for them. And this could compel them not to bring back Dennis Schroeder to save a little bit of cash, so that also could be good too. The Charlotte Hornets get Christian Wood for PJ Washington, number 11, and 2022 second round pick. I love this trade for the Hornets. The Hornets have been linked to centers this whole offseason. Guys like Miles Turner with Cody Zeller and Bismack Biyombo both being free agents, and kind of older guys with this young core. Christian Wood, like Turner, can play defense, but his offensive game is better, to be honest with you. He can shoot, he can put the ball on the floor, create, he can post up, he can pass. Christian Wood is a guy I went on the Celtics last year, but he went to the Rockets, and his contract is friendly. You will be trading PJ, who is of course a part of the core, but you will have to pay him Miles Bridges next year and some other guys, and they're a young team, and they're gonna have to pay a lot of guys in these next couple years. So you give the Rockets PJ, who could basically ball out and see what he's worth, and the Rockets also get the number 11 pick. So I like that for both sides, but especially the Charlotte Hornets. Next trade is the Chicago Bulls, who are also linked to Spencer Dinwiddie for Thaddeus Young and a 2022 second round pick. Chicago has been linked to a lot of point guards this offseason, like Lonzo Ball, DeJounte, but Spencer is different from them. His game is he's a score first guard who can pass, but Lonzo and DeJounte are guys that are primary defense and playmaking. Chicago already has Levine, who is very offensive heavy. So I think guys like Lonzo and DeJounte make a little bit more sense than a guy like Spencer, but I don't see why they wouldn't. Chicago is a team that kind of has some pressure on them to make the playoffs this offseason, because Zach could leave this next summer. He is one of the only all-stars that hasn't touched the playoffs yet. So they traded for Vucevic last season. They got Tice. So they are kind of going towards a push for playoffs, and I think Spencer could help that, depending on how he comes out healthy. The Nets, again, can use any role player they can get for Spencer, because it doesn't look likely that he's going to re-sign with the Nets. So I like this trade for both teams. Next is the Cleveland Cavaliers, who received Goran Dragic, Andre Iguodala, and Tyler Hero. Okay, for Kevin Love, Colin Sexton, and Houston's 2020 second round pick. If I'm Cleveland, I like this trade, but I don't see the Heat doing this trade. Tyler Hero was a guy that was kept out of talks with James Harden. So I don't really see how, like, in a few months his trade value has diminished that much, where he's only worth Colin Sexton and Kevin Love. I know he had a sophomore slump. He had a great playoffs as a rookie, and he kind of didn't live up to the hype in the second year. But a guy that also did the same exact thing was Jason Tatum. Even though his circumstances were different, they added Kyrie, Gordon Hayward, and all that stuff, and they kind of took shots away from Tatum. Tatum was also a guy who performed at a high level in the postseason his rookie year and kind of fell down his sophomore year. I'm not saying Tyler Hero could be the type of player Tatum is, but it's possible. He's still young. But if I'm the Cavaliers, I do this in a heartbeat. Kevin Love is a guy who has expressed multiple occasions that he doesn't want to be on your team. He doesn't fit the timeline. His contract is huge. So you giving that up. And Colin Sexton is a guy you've been rumored to trade for some time now, with the potential possibility of drafting a guy like Jalen Green at his position. I don't know what you guys will do with Garland, Hero, and Jalen Green, but I think that's a good problem to have. You would also have the opportunity to trade Dragic and Andre Iguodala. So I like this trade for the Cavaliers, but I don't see this going through because of the Heat. So next is the Dallas Mavericks, who will be receiving Will Barton for Josh Richardson, Tyler Terry, and a 2022 second round pick. I don't see a world where the Nuggets do the trade at all. The only way Will Barton will get traded is if he's asking for much more than the Nuggets are willing to pay him. But even if that happens, they wouldn't trade him for Josh Richardson. Josh Richardson is a guy who the Mavericks traded Seth Curry for last offseason, and they thought they needed more defense around Luka. I thought they did too, but Josh Richardson wasn't even really playing that much for them in the playoffs. They needed consistent shooting around Luka. They didn't have a guy that could consistently shoot. Tim Hardaway had his game or two. Same with Dorian Finney-Smith and Kleber, but no role player throughout all of those games came through with Luka, and that's basically all they needed. And when you're playing guys like the Clippers, who have Kawhi, Paul George, your best defense is your offense, because you're not stopping them anyway. So Seth Curry probably could have propelled their team to a round 2 berth, but I don't see this trade going through at all because of the Nuggets. So next we have the Denver Nuggets. See, Smart's on the cover. I don't like this. The Denver Nuggets, who will be receiving Marcus Smart, 2023 second round pick for PJ Dozier, Monty Morris. No. The Celtics will not do this trade. One, maybe I'm underestimating PJ Dozier, but he probably won't even play on our team really. Monte's cool, but I don't think he's worth Smart. Smart is on the last year of his deal, which in my opinion makes him more valuable, because the team can, he's not a guy like AD or somebody like that that's on a 1-year deal where you're giving up 3 young players and picks and that. This is Smart, a guy that can help you for a year. A team like the Nuggets, who won't be giving up that much, obviously. But the Celtics need a guard. They do need a guard, but I don't think Monte's the type of guard they need. Smart is the type of point guard Celtics could use. I don't think he should be our starting point guard. I think he should start at the 2 and we get somebody to play the official point guard role, but Celtics would never do this trade. So next trade we have is the Detroit Pistons, who will be receiving DJ Augustine and number 23 for Josh Jackson and number 37. I don't see why the Pistons do this. Josh Jackson has rejuvenated his career with the Pistons. He's a solid. I wouldn't say he's a solid starter in the NBA, but with them, he was a solid starter. They'll be trading for a aging point guard who they don't need, assuming they're gonna have Cade and Killian Hayes. I guess it's for the pick. I guess because they do go up about 14 spots. But if you don't have somebody that you love at 23, which is hard, I don't think you give up Josh Jackson for DJ Augustine. So next we have the Golden State Warriors pulling off a blockbuster trade to acquire Zach LaVine. They'll be giving up Kelly Oubre Jr., number 7, number 14, a 2022 first round pick, and a 2023 pick swap, top 1 protected, and a 2026 first round pick, top 10 protected. So Bleacher Report kind of has Chicago going in 2 different directions with 2 trades. In this one article, they have them trading for Spencer Dinwiddie, and if you're trading for him, you're kind of going in that playoff push type of mode. But here they have them blowing it up. I don't know what that means for a guy like Nikola Vucevic, but if you're the Warriors, I like this trade a lot. But Chicago, the only way I can see them blowing it up is if, like, you know, they're at the trade deadline and their season just went completely to shit and they don't have a chance to make the playoffs at all, and they're just like, okay, well, Zach's gonna leave this all season, so let's just get some value. This is a good haul overall, I would say, but I just don't see them doing that unless the circumstances point to them having to blow it all up. So next we have the Houston Rockets trading for Kevin Knox and a number 32 overall pick for Avery Bradley and Daniel House. These 2 players could help a lot of teams. The Knicks are in that playoff contention type echelon of the Eastern Conference, and I think the Kevin Knox ship is sailed sadly. I guess a change of scenery could help them, but the Knicks get 2 3-and-D veterans who they could use around Julius Randle and guys like RJ Barrett. So here we are with the Indiana Pacers, who will be receiving a Detroit 2023 second round pick for Jeremy Lamb. I guess because he's been hurt for like a year or 2. I think he tore his ACL. But for the Knicks, this is perfect. He's only making like $10 million, I believe. Let me make sure. Yeah, 10.5, which is again not that much of a risk for a guy that's gonna score. I've liked him since he was with OKC. He's a guy that has been a scorer out of UConn, I believe. He's a guy with size, long arms. He can shoot, he can score. And the Knicks, you need scoring. You struggle with scoring the whole season throughout into the playoffs especially. So Jeremy Lamb's a guy that can score off the bench and start if you need him to if he's healthy. So here we are with the Los Angeles Clippers, who will be receiving Kemba Walker and Kenrich Williams for Serge Ibaka, who has a player option, and Luke Kennard, John Rondo, number 30, and Detroit's 2024 second round pick. For the Clippers, this risk is worthwhile. He just has to be healthy. That's just it. And I think he will benefit from a regularly scheduled offseason. His contract is a concern, but the top concern is his injury history. If he's healthy, he's a guy that can average 20-plus points on semi-efficient shooting, and he should get a lot of looks playing next to Kawhi and Paul George. As for the Thunder, you get some veterans back in Serge, Rondo, who are guys that you can trade. You get number 30, another first-round pick. That's all Sam Presti wants at this point, his picks. And at some point, he's going to package those for something huge. We don't know what that is yet, but I like this trade for both sides. Next is the Los Angeles Lakers, who receive Buddy Hield, and the Kings will get Montrezl Harrell and Kyle Kuzma. So I guess this is the package every Lakers offer. But yeah, I don't know where the Kings are going. They haven't put anything around De'Aaron Fox since he's got there, except for Tyrese Halliburton out of Iowa State. And yeah, I think they would do this trade because Buddy Hield has been there for a couple years. There was some talk last year about him not really wanting to be there. That kind of died down this season, but the Lakers could use a knockdown shooter like him. The Lakers and the Mavericks are teams that I have really going after him. And with LeBron James and AD, Buddy Hield was a perfect fit. And as far as the Kings, Kyle Kuzma could probably go in there and be a young guy that can step in and score. I don't know if they're trading Marvin Bagley. I don't know if they're bringing back Rashawn Holmes. So I don't know the availability of Harrell, but I like it. Next is the Memphis Grizzlies. Ooh, Zach LaVine with the Grizzlies. Grayson Allen, Desmond Bain, De'Anthony Milton, number 17, 2023 first round pick, talk to be protected. 2024 first round pick. More favorable, I say Memphis. I like this trade for the Grizzlies. Ja and Zach LaVine, they don't give up Dylan Brooks. So Ja, Zach, Dylan, Triple J, and Valanciunas. If I'm the Grizzlies, you sign me up. They are a gritty team, but they get a proven 25 plus per game scorer and Zach LaVine with that athleticism of a Zach LaVine and John Morant backcourt. That shit's gonna be crazy. But if I'm Chicago, I kind of want a little bit more. Grayson Allen, Desmond Bain, De'Anthony Milton are all like bench guards / wings. They do get number 17 and picks, but I need, like, if I'm trading Zach, I need a player that I can, like. Same thing with the Warriors trade, but instead they're getting 2 lottery picks, which has more chance of getting somebody good. But Kelly Oubre was the only player in that trade. That's not good. To me, that's not good enough either. I would want probably either Brooks or like Jaren Jackson Jr., but I don't think the Grizzlies would give him up. But this is an okay haul, so I don't know if Chicago accepts this, but if I'm the Grizzlies, you sign me up. So next are the Miami Heat, who are getting Spencer Dinwiddie. I talked about these two teams a lot, and Spencer Dinwiddie. He's a guy that can come in and help a lot of teams. He can score and make a lot. So, but the Nets receive Precious Achiuwa and Andre Iguodala. Andre Iguodala is a solid veteran, helping the locker room, can hit a couple clutch shots. He's a guy that comes up in the clutch games. Precious Achiuwa is a young big man who can energize, catch lobs, set screens, just a role player that you need around that big three in Brooklyn. Next, we have the Timberwolves, who receive John Isaac, Terrence Ross for Malik Beasley, Jared Culver, Jaden McDaniels, Jake Layman, 2023 first round pick. I love Jonathan Isaac. I love Jonathan Isaac's game. He's a guy that can fit with any team. The Wolves have been linked to Ben Simmons. Do need a defensive-minded forward next to Karl Anthony Towns, but they can't go wrong with either one. But John Isaac has more shooting potential than, of course, Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is a way better playmaker, but just like Ben Simmons, John Isaac can guard 1 through 5, but he has better shooting potential. He's just coming off 2 ACL injuries. I just say he's just coming off, but that is a huge deal. That is a huge deal. I'm sorry, but I just love John Isaac's game. He can guard 1 through 5. He has long arms. He's about 6'10", and if he can continue to improve the shooting that he already has, bro, that trade is gonna be crazy. And in this trade, they don't even give up D'Angelo. D'Lo, Anthony Edwards, Cat, and John Isaac is a good four. And the Magic get Malik Beasley, Jared Culver, Jaden McDaniels, all 3 good young pieces. I don't know about Culver that much, but Malik Beasley is a scorer. That Terrence Ross type of role, but he's just younger, so which is good for the Magic. Jared Culver, I don't really know about him, but Jaden McDaniels is like a young John Isaac, but he's a better scorer. So he's not at John Isaac's level yet, but he has the defensive potential. He's skinny, he's tall, but he's a better scorer. And you get a first round pick, top 8 protected. I like the trade for both sides. Next, we have the Milwaukee Bucks, who will be receiving Harrison Barnes from the Kings for Brook Lopez and Donte DiVincenzo, number 37. I like Harrison Barnes with that team. I don't think you give up Donte DiVincenzo, even though he's coming off an injury. I don't like this trade. I do want them to trade Brook Lopez so Giannis can exclusively play at the 5. I feel like that's where their lineups are most effective in, when Giannis plays the 5 with his supreme length and athleticism. But for the Kings, I guess I like this. You could trade Brook Lopez to a contending team, but I don't like this for the Milwaukee Bucks. Next, we have the New Orleans Pelicans, who get Miles Turner for Nickeil Alexander-Walker, number 2. Oh, it's a 3-team trade. Okay. So the Pelicans get Turner. Indiana gets Nickeil Alexander-Walker, number 10. San Antonio gets Steven Adams, number 35, and a 2022 first-round pick. So the Pelicans, I love this trade. You're only giving up Nickeil Alexander-Walker. You are giving up 10, but it was a report that came out and said that the Pacers and the
I don't have schedule information,
but that says that the Pacers and the Pelicans are looking to trade their picks for veteran help. So Miles Turner is that. He's a perfect center you want next to Zion, a guy that's gonna block shots and shoot threes on the perimeter. As for the Spurs, I don't really know what they want. I don't really they know what they will be doing with Steven Adams. So I guess this is a check mark for the Pelicans, Indiana, and I'm on the fence with the San Antonio Spurs. Next we have the New York Knicks and Dame Lillard. Okay. Emmanuel Quickly, Obi Toppin, number 19, number 21, 2022 first round pick unprotected. Dallas is 2023, 2024, and 2026. So this is a good haul, but I want to shout out I got Pierre from Through the Wire. Pee Wee the Plug. I agree with a lot of things he says. Also had the same idea about trading, right? So we're giving up Dame, who is an all-star plus type player. He's a superstar, right? When you give up guys like that, you need to get back an all-star type player or two back plus draft capital. Because, okay, Quickly is cool. Obi Toppin is cool. But you don't know what they're going to turn into. The Knicks, they don't have a proven all-star except for Randall. But, of course, you don't get that up because the idea is to pair Dame and Randall together. But RJ Barrett is the closest thing to that. So if I'm Portland, I'm not doing any offer that does not include RJ. So you give me RJ, if you just add RJ to this, I'm gonna say, okay, I like this, but I'm gonna go talk to the Celtics, I'm gonna go talk to the Pelicans, I'm gonna talk to teams that have proven all-stars and see what they're giving up, plus those guys. And if I don't like their deals, I'm coming to you and I'm gonna pair Randall with Damian Lillard. I'm taking all of those picks, RJ Quickly and Obi Toppin, and we have a trade. Next, we had Oklahoma City Thunder, who will be getting Kristaps Porzingis, Dwight Powell, a 2025 first round pick swap for Kemba Walker. So they're sending Kemba to the Mavericks, and Kristaps comes to Thunder. I don't hate it. The Thunder did trade Moses Brown to the Celtics. They don't really have an established big. They traded Al Horford and Brown, so they really don't have a big outside like Isaiah Roby. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody, but yeah, they're trading Kemba for Kristaps, who I think is cool. He's still young. I think he's better than what he showed last year in the playoffs. His stats last year didn't look horrible at all. I think he averaged like 20 and 8 on like 41% from 3. So he's still a really good player. It was just in that series, bro. The Clippers went small ball, and you have to take advantage of Reggie Jackson and Terrence Mann guarding you. He just didn't do that, which made it look even worse. But I think he's better than what he's shown. As for the Mavericks, they get Kemba Walker is, of course, if he's healthy, he's going to take some of that scoring load off of Doncic, and he's going to be a consistent scorer in the playoffs. So next we have the Orlando Magic, who will be trading Terrence Ross to the Memphis Grizzlies for Tyus Jones, John Conchar, 2022 first round pick. Yeah, I like this trade a lot for both sides, 100%. The Grizzlies get a veteran scorer, which they need, and the Grizzlies aren't giving up that much. They don't need Tyus Jones. They have Ja. Well, they kind of do need a backup point guard, but they have Ja Conchar. They can place him easily. And yeah, so I like the trade for both sides. Next, we have the 76ers, who get Eric Gordon for George Hill, Mike Scott, and 2023 second. So yeah. I like this trade. The 76ers they do need perimeter scoring. They've been linked to guys like Damian Lillard, D'Angelo Russell, and CJ McCollum. But Eric Gordon is a guy who is low risk, high reward. In my opinion, if he stays healthy, he is kind of on the older side, but he can still shoot at a very high clip and create some offense on the perimeter, which the 76ers desperately need. And with this trade, they still have Ben Simmons to trade, so they could potentially add some more perimeter scoring. Next is the Phoenix Suns, who will be receiving Larry Nance Jr., Shetty Osman for Jalen Smith, Darius Sargent, number 29. I guess I like this trade. The Suns do need a better proven backup. They need size and athleticism. Outside of DeAndre Ayton, they're a very small team. Dario is tall, but for a center, he's small and he's out right now. And when Frank Kaminsky comes in the game, it's nothing. So when DeAndre gets in foul trouble, it's horrible because they don't have any other true size. Larry Nance has size and supreme athleticism. They will be getting Shetty Osman too. It probably won't play a lot, but they will be giving up Jalen Smith, who I think is kind of too early, but they're in the NBA Finals, so it really shouldn't matter that much. So next we have the Portland Trail Blazers, who will be getting Ben Simmons, Anthony Tolliver for Robert Covington and CJ McCollum. if the Trailblazers can get Ben Simmons without giving up Dame, I know 76ers fans and their organization, of course, their ideal package in return is Dame, of course. But if you're the Trailblazers and you can get Ben Simmons without giving up Dame, this is perfect. This is exactly what you want. You've always had Dame and CJ together, but this brings another element to your team. I don't know what, maybe if you get Ben, Dame is like, I don't know which direction that sways Dame into saying, okay, I'll stay a little longer, or it's like, oh, you traded my dog CJ and now really out. I don't know, but I feel like this is an element that you need and you haven't had. And if Dame decides to like say, okay, CJ's gone, I'm gone too, you pair Ben Simmons with potentially a Brandon Ingram, a Jaylen Brown, something like that. That could be scary. So I do this in a heartbeat for the Trailblazers. If I'm the 76ers, I only do this trade if I strike out on everything else Ben Simmons wise. Next is the Sacramento Kings, who, see, this is what I'm talking about. The Trailblazers receive Harrison Barnes, DeLon Wright. Kings get Derrick Jones Jr., Yusuf Nurkic, Anthony Simons, the twin. So, first of all, the Trailblazers would not do this. They're giving up Nurkic and Anthony Simons for Harrison Barnes and DeLon Wright, who's cool. Not worth this. But this goes to my point of what are the Kings doing, bro? Do they want to rebuild and get young talent? Do they want to hurry up and try to push for the playoffs for the first time in like 13 years? So De'Aaron Fox isn't like, okay, I'm out of here, I've had enough. I don't know what they want to do. I guess the most logical thing is to, not have your franchise player like just sitting in the regular season every year at the bottom of the conference. But it's like, damn, I don't know what they want to do. I don't know where they're going. They need a sense of direction. And I'm sorry, Kings fans, but I cannot wait till De'Aaron Fox requests a trade, because he will shake the league up. He's the type of guy that's going to shake the league up. If he is like, okay, I'm done with Sacktown, I need to go somewhere else, teams will be on a frenzy trying to get him. But yeah, the Kings, I don't know what they're doing, and the Trailblazers won't do this trade. They're giving up too much for what they're getting back. So I say no to this trade. Next is the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs, this is not equal at all. San Antonio Spurs receive Montrezl Harrell and Kyle Kuzma for number 22 for the Mavericks. I don't do this trade at all. If I'm the Spurs, if I'm the Lakers, of course I do this. Space might be something, but it's Bron. He'll figure it out. But I don't see why the Spurs do this. So if they're basically trading DeMar DeRozan, they're rebuilding in a sense. Harrell's not a piece on a rebuilding team. Kyle Kuzma can be. We don't know where he is at this point of his career. We don't know what he is. He could be a good like 10 to 15 point scorer, given the opportunity on another team. I don't like this deal. Next is the Toronto Raptors. Why on earth would the Thunder do this trade? Why would they do this trade? Why would they trade their number one player in a rebuilding phase and number 16 for OG Anunoby and Jalen Suggs? This makes absolutely no sense to me. I'm not even about to discuss this. Shea is the number one. Shea is the future of the Thunder next to all those young guys and whoever they bring in with all of those picks who they trade for. No, I'm not trading Shea, especially not for forward and OG. Now, if you're the Raptors, you do this, but no. Next is the Utah Jazz, who will be receiving Maxi Kleber and Josh Richardson for Jordan Clarkson and Derek Favors at number 30. If you're the Mavericks, you do this in RB. You get another scorer in Jordan Clarkson. You get a solid big man in Derek Favors and the 30th overall pick. The Jazz, I just don't think you give up Clarkson, the 6th man of the year, and Derek Favors, a solid big who plays a lot, for Kleber and Josh Richardson. Josh Richardson hasn't done anything since he was traded to the Mavericks, so I say no to this from the Utah Jazz side. Last but not least, we got the Washington Wizards, who received number 11 for Thomas Bryant, number 15, and 22 second round pick to the Hornets. I haven't seen this trade before, and I kind of like it. For the fact that the Hornets do need a center, I like the Christian Wood trade more, but they will be giving up less here because Thomas Bryant is worse than Christian Wood. But I remember when Thomas Bryant was on the Lakers, right? Yeah, he was just that he got time because of his energy. He was a guy that was hustling. He didn't have any offensive bag at all. But now he has energy, plus he has a shot too. So I don't really know about his defense, but he is a guy that can score. And any center paired up with LaMelo Ball and Gordon Hayward, who's a good passer at his position, also is going to be better. The Wizards getting number 11, who they could draft a center. They could get Kai Jones, whoever. If there was a way that Wizards could do this deal and keep number 15, I would with a heartbeat. But I would consider this trade for both sides. And that will conclude today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, and comment what you want to see next, whether that's a rebuild, another reaction, or just some NBA content. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.